Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Jen and I wanted to provide you an update on my week 3 progress from breaking the stall. Just to give a little recap, week 1 I lost 5 pounds, week 2 I lost 1.4 pounds, and now I just wrapped up week 3 where I am down 2.8 pounds. This week couldn't have gone any better. And I want to point out that when I talk about the fact that up until this point, a little over 3 weeks in, I'm down over 9 pounds, I'm not hyper focused on that number on the scale. And I know you may not believe me when I say that. And, sometimes I have to convince myself that yes, I go through those moments where I just do get fixated on that number. But I felt like this week, 3 weeks in of sticking to my plan of, upping the protein. That's the number one thing that I'm going to focus on with every meal was protein. And then making sure that the second part is the fruits and the vegetables, so it increased fiber, and then hydration and sleep. So I felt like because, week 3, you're really starting to get into that routine because you're building your habits and it was getting a little bit easier. I was starting to celebrate like how healthy I was feeling. I don't know, it was a very interesting or like an aha moment where I was like, wow, I'm starting to really feel healthy and happy with the decisions that I've been making the past couple weeks. And I think, not saying that there was some shame or guilt, I think there was a little bit more of like questioning when I was during my stall, like for 3 months. Like, come on, like, you should be at least losing a pound a week. You should be, seeing that number go down on the scale a little bit. You should be feeling a little healthier, but I wasn't. And I think, like, now that a little over, 3 weeks in, entering my last week of my Breaking the Stall month series, I'm starting to embrace the changes and making them a part of my lifestyle. And I think that is one of those moments where I realize everything I've done up to this point, I'm very thankful for. But I do want to talk about one thing, and that is this was my second full week on 12.5, and I've had next to no side effects up to this point other than like an occasional tiredness. But my tiredness that week, it was at times a little bit of a struggle. And I really did everything I could, keeping my hydration up and just making sure I was sticking to my plan and eating the right or consuming the right foods for me. And this dose has really decreased my appetite and my thoughts of eating to the point where I had to remind myself to eat. And all the months prior, because I'm a little over a year now taking Mounjaro, all the months prior, in the beginning, because I had a little bit of this, but nowhere near compared to what's happening on 12.5. Like if I did not set a reminder to have like my snack or my lunch or my afternoon snack, I probably wouldn't eat because you just get going throughout your day and you get busy and you're just like, oh my God, I didn't eat. And that happened to me yesterday. I wake up, I know first thing that I do is my hydration with my water with my electrolytes. And then I wait a little bit and then I have my protein coffee and I look forward to that. That's my morning routine and I have that down. I can do that without even thinking. I don't even need to be hungry and I'm doing it. But then because I was doing a lot in my place, organizing, and then I run a couple errands and I got back and it was around 2 o'clock and I'm like, I didn't have my morning snack and I didn't have my lunch and I didn't even think about it. And meanwhile, I'm going to the food store buying food and I'm not even thinking, oh my God, I need to have lunch. And that to me is great and a little scary at the same time. And I'm still trying to process that a little bit. And I think that's where I'm going to take a little bit of time this week to set my reminders again. And I should point out, this is what works for me. Everybody is different. everybody has different ideas about like would what I'm talking about be considered force eating. I don't think it is. I think that having a healthy relationship with food for myself and making those healthier choices in the food that I'm eating is better than me not eating at all because I'm not hungry. I'm not like the medicine is what's making me not hungry. It's not just, the day to day. And so I have to remember that that's doing what it needs to be doing. The Mounjaro, and in your case, could be zepbound, or you could be on Ozempic or Wegovy or the compounds. But I know for me, because I'm really using that as a tool to better my life now, and so it gives me a little bit of time to put all of the healthy habits into place for the rest of my life, that eating is important to me. And also because I'm doing my daily walks and I have 3 strength training sessions a week, it is extremely important that I'm fueling my body, because I do not want to wreck my metabolism at this point. Because if you don't eat and you're working out and you're just not focused on the calories in, calories out, your metabolism will slow down. And, if by some slim chance something happens and I'm not on this medicine anymore, and I'm now doing everything that I need to be doing afterwards, which is, eating properly and working out, well, if I wreck my metabolism, that's going to take so much time for me to recover from. So I'm putting all the wheels in motion for if that situation happens in the future. But right now, this is the situation that I'm in, and I'm really prioritizing the calories that I'm consuming and making sure that every meal I have brings nutritional value to me. And I don't want to skip meals like I did yesterday. And I felt like later on in the day, I wasn't catching up, but I was just really aware now that I had to have like 2 meals, and I had to make sure I hit my protein goals. Um, and I had to supplement with a protein shake, and that's not something that I necessarily want to. But overall, I think if we're going into one of the categories, which was sleep, I thought I had another improved week of sleep. Early on, I want to say, and I think it's really important if you're watching this and you're also on a GLP-1, that for me, when I take my injection on Saturday afternoons, and I don't think it disrupts my sleep in any way for the first couple days, but as it wears off, I do notice a little bit more of just waking up at the night. And that's something that I realized like the past like 2 weeks as I was trying to track my sleep, that the first like couple days after the shot, I'm doing really well to get about 7.5, sometimes close to 8 hours of sleep, which is so much better than it was weeks and months in the past. But then I noticed, like, as we're hitting Thursday, Friday, I'm waking up a couple times. So I'm trying to see what I can be doing to like, or what areas I could be fixing in that later part of the week to help with my sleep. But I feel like I have a really good sleep routine right now down. So what are those other areas? I'm not sure yet. I'm going to do a little bit of research, because I think that's the other, if I can give any tip, and I know you're watching this about breaking the stall, and this can apply to breaking the stall, or this could just apply to if you're starting in the middle of, you're doing really well with your weight loss journey, or you're in like the stall, like I'm talking about, why I created this month plan, is that at any point in your journey, try to learn something new. So I want to take a little bit more time to research some additional things that I could be doing to improve my sleep. And that's not just for the remainder, that 1 week that's left in my Mounjaro weight loss journey, or I guess you could say weight loss stall, but that's something that I want to take a little bit of time the next couple weeks and keep expanding on. But to wrap this up, I think it was another good week. I think that this upcoming week, I'm going to take a little bit of more time to be strategic with the foods that I'm consuming, and making sure, even if I'm not hungry, I am fueling my system with the right foods. And I have that routine down where, you know, I'm doing my daily walks and strength training. And actually next week, and this is something I'm going to be doing for the next couple of weeks, that I'm changing up a little bit of my morning routine and my afternoon routine as the weather's getting nicer, and so I don't have as much time later in the day. So I want to make those changes now before that impacts me in May and June. So I'm going to be getting up a little bit earlier, which I don't have an issue with. I mean, I'm usually up early anyway, but I want to start doing my daily walks first thing in the morning, maybe a little fasted cardio as they call it, and then doing my strength training 3 times a week later on in the day. But I feel like I'm getting stronger. I feel like I'm getting back into my routine that I had when I first started, and for many, many months. And then I kind of veered off a little bit. But overall, I mean, what is that? 9.2 pounds lost so far in my first 3 weeks of breaking my weight loss stall. And I think that I want to celebrate that. I'm very happy with that. And I don't know what next week will bring. I'm not worried if I end my 4 weeks at 9.2 pounds. I think if I looked back, and I don't remember, but if I tried to look back on the first video where I was laying everything out, I think I said I wanted to lose between 9 and 10 pounds. So I'm hitting that goal. So I think this week I'm just going to really enjoy the meals that I prepped. I made a really nice list of all the things I'm going to be eating this week. I'm getting back into that habit again, because before I wrap this up, I felt like I wasn't as prepared last week as I usually am. And I had to run to the food store midweek. And I typically don't like to do that, even though I basically walk to a food store. But I try to just have everything on hand, and even be prepared if at some point I'm like, I just don't think I can eat this night. I have some backup options. And I felt like this week I didn't. So I'm going to really have a good plan in place for meal prepping and planning. And yeah, I look forward to wrapping this up in a week, and talking about more of what I've learned in the past 4 weeks. And I really hope you're taking something from these videos that I'm putting out there, because I'm really keeping this as simple as it gets. Upping your protein, increasing your fruits and vegetables, moving more, staying hydrated, and sleeping. Like, if you keep it simple and basic, you will find success. And that's the one thing I keep harping, not only on myself, but to anybody else in whatever they're doing. Could be weight loss journey, could be fitness journey, could be any journey in their life. You just don't overcomplicate it, and you get just simple, and you just follow your plan and have, you know, just a positive attitude. You will find success. And so yeah, I'm very happy with being down 9.2 pounds. I'm excited to see what the next week brings me. And I look forward to finishing up this series and moving on to a couple, you know, future challenges. So I hope you liked this video. I'd love to hear from you. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and have a good one. Bye.